Hi everybody. I'm going to be multi-sowing some vegetables today because there's been quite a bit of debate recently about, sorry about the cockerel. Anyway, as I was saying, there's been quite a bit of debate lately about the benefits of all these different types of gardening. More recently, I've seen one on social media about, is NoDig any good? And various comments about yes, no, maybe, and all this kind of stuff. It's not a new way of doing things. It's been around for a while, and I'm talking 3 or 4 decades, but it's become mainstream mainly due to the efforts of Charles Dowling, to name one of, I'm sure, many, including me up to a point, I suppose. But I did a video recently about how to create a NoDig bed, and whilst there's people out there who say, oh, yet another theory on how to do things properly, or not, as the case may be in some people's minds, there's one thing we should remember. Back in the 60s, people were encouraged to smoke cigarettes. I'm a kid of the 70s, and staying outdoors in the summer sun without any skin protection was the norm, because back then people didn't know. And just like now, people are only beginning to realise or see maybe there is a benefit in the NoDig system, because you're not doing what the traditional gardeners used to do and that I was taught to do, which was dig for the soil. I do remember my father making compost as a kid. I'm just going to tap this down as I filled it in. As I've said before, you want a firm-ish base, because these are going to be transplanted out. Anyway, so yeah, back in the 70s, compost was being made, leaf mould was being made. There was a range of books, the lawn expert, the garden expert, the vegetable expert by Dr. Hassani, or whatever his name was. And it was considered then to be the perceived wisdom. And a lot of it was based on experiences of people. And what I show you here in these master gardening videos is what I find that works best for me. So that's the start of our tray, and we're going to be multi-sowing in this tray, and you can't multi-sow everything. And I'm multi-sowing these in to be transplanted, and what I'm multi-sowing is beetroots. And here we go, 2 different types. I've got a cylinder one, and I've got a ball, if you like, Reuben. And again, with NoDig, it's very easy to transplant into a NoDig bed, because it's soft and you're not causing any damage, because you're dibbing a hole. And when these are ready to be transplanted, I'll show you how we do that. Again, as I said the other day, when we created the bed, that it's something the kids can get involved in, and they can also get involved in this. I mean, if I get to the camera, hopefully you can see the size of those seeds. So they're fairly large, so a little kiddie can pick these up. Now, because you're multi-sowing these, you're looking to get a couple, 2 or 3. It doesn't have to be an exact thing, which again the kids won't mind that. So what have I got here? I've got 1, 2, I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I haven't got 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I have 8. So I'm doing half this tray of, I've got the dogs going and a goose going. It's like being in a zoo. Maybe I should do a wildlife channel instead. Anyway, now I've just dropped a couple in the tray next door to the one I was aiming at. So because they're such a large seed, and because this is NoDig, you can multi-sow beetroots. Again, going back to a child, I was always told, oh, you've got to thin out your beetroots, you've got to thin out your carrots, you've got to thin out. No, you don't. You don't have to thin out beetroots. As they grow, similar to this picture here, if you like, although those have been harvested, if they grow side by side, it doesn't matter, because you can take out the outer one leave the other one in the ground to continue developing, and you're not disturbing the soil. So these are the cylinder ones. Again, you know, I suppose the only thing you really want to do with the kids here is open the packet for them. But other than that, you know, they could fill these trays themselves. They can use a little dibbery thing, press down the compost. And again, I don't know why those dogs are barking. But I suppose I could have a guy next to me with a strimmer going off, I guess. Just got to work with these things, haven't you? Like you have the weather. Anyway, there you go. That's those guys done. How easy was that? That was so quick, so simple. Put them back in the packet. And then all you want to do is just literally give them a light covering. And again, kids can do that. And all you want to do is just cover the seeds, that's all. It is extremely easy. Now when these germinate, I'm just going to leave them. I'm in the polytunnel, as you can probably gather. It's our first signs of spring are coming because the temperatures aren't dropping below 0 now. So I can get away. I mean, obviously you can direct sow beetroots, as we know. And they'll take a little bit of cold. It's not, you know, they're not too bothered by that sort of thing. But I'm putting these in the tunnel. I've got a temperature in at the minute of about 22 degrees Celsius. And last night it dropped down to about 2 degrees. But it's not, you know, it's not going to do these guys any harm. There we are. They're in. Maybe a little bit more. Now if I was a kiddie, I'd be expecting my supervisor to be checking my work. Make sure I've got everything covered. Kid can put the label in. You might have to write it. But that's it. Give them a water, put them somewhere safe, and then in a few weeks' time we can be transplanting those out into the ground for a great harvest of beetroots. And again, when that's due to happen, I'll show you how it works and also how the kids can get involved in that as well. In the meantime, I hope you found it useful, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Take care.